Hi, everyone, and welcome to my bi-monthly podcast about SolidCAM Insights. Today, I'm going to interview Greg Payton, who has been with SolidCAM for over 7 years, and today is our Global Senior VP of Partners. This podcast is actually taking place in the Titan facility in their open house event in their new facility in Texas. This is Titan's first open house event, and SolidCAM has its own booth there with about 14 of our US staff. So, Greg, can you tell us a bit about your background before SolidCAM and your role since joining SolidCAM? How did you come to your current role as the Senior VP of Partners Worldwide?
Yeah, I'd love to. So a little bit about my background. It's kind of like the backgrounds that a lot of the SolidCAM employees have. Or I started out in a machine shop, kind of learning the ropes about mills and lathes and going through G code, and found that it was something that I really enjoyed and became quite passionate about. And the first shop that I worked at had a tremendous opportunity to start working with 3D modeling. So the first software I was using to learn was Autodesk Inventor, and used that for my day-to-day. And then ultimately, I joined a shop that was using SolidWorks, so it's a little bit of a departure for me. But it was something that I already had a familiarization with. And we knew that through that shop, we wanted to utilize SolidWorks and find a CAM system that was integrated into SolidWorks to streamline the workflow.
Very
and that's kind of how I got introduced to SolidCAM. At that point, I was testing out a lot of CAM softwares, and SolidCAM was the one that I connected with right away. Even just using the software on a trial basis, I was able to get parts up and running and haven't looked back since. So after a couple of years of working with the software in a shop environment, I was given the opportunity to come work at SolidCAM as an applications engineer doing frontline support. With now Kevin Rankin's team. And just kind of went from there, just helping people out on the phone lines through the ticket system, and kind of just learning all about SolidCAM and the nuances of it. So yeah, it's been an exciting ride.
So how did you get to your current role as Senior VP of Partners Worldwide?
Once again, kind of a wild situation, but getting there on the frontline support side back in about 2018 is when we really started to take a much heavier focus into the advanced mill turn and Swiss machines. So one of my primary roles at that point was to go out to our customers and help with the installation of these Swiss machines. And the nature of that and trying to get the information required dealing with our partners, connecting with them, make sure that we were getting the appropriate information. And so it was a natural transition for me to go from the applications team to the post-development team to help build out post-processors for these machines. And ultimately, because we were interfacing with these partners on a regular basis, it led to the partner program when we joined that team here in the US.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. In your time with SolidCAM, how did the software evolve to reach what it is today? I mean, we are the leaders in integrated CAM.
Yeah, it's actually amazing because I thought that SolidCAM was a robust system when I started using it in 2014. And seeing how much our development team has added to the software from that time to now. I mean, we've got to have the most active development team that are putting in meaningful features into software.
Absolutely.
Because, I mean, our support for advanced mill turn machines is unparalleled. Just looking at our new toolkit, I mean, that development has been fantastic. I mean, anybody that I show it to, partner-wise, customer-wise, they're absolutely blown away by what we're capable of doing within the software, especially when it comes to these more advanced machines. I mean, stuff that would take you hours in another CAM system, we're doing with a couple of clicks, like drag and drop. It's amazing. And it's real fun to be a part of that because one of my passions is learning new stuff. And our development team gives us a ton of tools that allow us to continue building.
Listen, we all saw how Donnie Hinska from the Titans was blown away with ours. Yeah, he was like, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Donnie's a great guy, very sharp.
And he knows Swiss inside out. I mean, he's the expert in Swiss.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. So if he says SolidCAM, yeah. So if he
it's
chose
a blast
SolidCAM,
talking to him.
right.
I mean, we could chat for hours just about different machines and just layouts of machines, what we like about certain ones, where we think other ones could be a little better in certain areas. Like everything is going to have its own pros and cons. So it's great to talk to somebody who's been in the industry and knows so much like he does. Just an incredible resource.
And don't forget, he said he learned the software over the weekend. So this is like,
absolutely.
Wow. Okay, so could you give our listeners an overview of your role, of what your role entails as a senior VP of Partners worldwide?
Yeah, absolutely. So what I'm doing again as the Senior VP of Partners Worldwide is working with some of our technical teams internationally to make sure that we have the correct resources, training materials necessary to deploy the software in a meaningful way across the globe. So a lot of that is standardizing our workflows, standardizing our processes, making sure that the posts that we're generating for these machines is going to be a unified experience from one region to the next, because ultimately that's going to make a great SolidWorks or SolidCAM experience, no matter where you're located in the world.
Absolutely.
It's also going to allow us to build upon the training materials that have already been done. So a lot of what I'm doing has been started by the previous Senior VP of Partners, Yvonne Zimmer, and he set up a great foundation, especially when it comes to the certification and training. So now it's going through and making sure that our processes on the technical side are standardized to be able to meet that training and facilitate that training for anybody that wants to use it.
Wow. Okay, so what strategies do you use to foster successful partnerships across different regions? Can you share examples of important partnerships that have been particularly successful and what made them work?
Yeah, absolutely. I think partnership relationships are like any other relationships where you need to stay in front of stuff. You need to contact people and let them know that you're there for them, that you're there to help them out. One of the big relationships that has been incredibly successful for us has been with STAR worldwide. We have such a great relationship with STAR at our GmbH office in Germany, also in Great Britain, we saw it in the UK. Relationship in STAR in the United States is fantastic. As a matter of fact, we just got done completing some training for about 5 of their applications engineers out of their New York office. So, and from that, we're helping them to program parts for houses and really just spreading the message of how well our software works with these machines. Now, I know we focus a lot on our military and Swiss because that's kind of where we see the industry growing. But we also do this along all cutting tool partners, all machine tool builders. So relationships with DN Solutions, Grove, Hermley, you name it. We're building those out and fostering those relationships. So yeah, it's very exciting for SolidCAM, especially going forward.
Absolutely. So, Emil told me a very interesting story during our last trip with him and Michael Ledeski to Citizen headquarters in Japan for their worldwide open house event. He said that the three of you went to what turned out to be the most expensive restaurant in Tokyo. Yeah. And while you were
it's very possible.
Right. And while you were all watching your private chef preparing your steaks, you discussed together a new and important SolidCAM feature to enhance post-processor development, which will actually be released this year in 2024. Can you share some details about this important development?
Yeah. And that kind of brings us back to what I was talking about standardizing the process. Because one of the things that we see within our VMID and our post processors is the need to have localized language support. So the genesis of the idea actually came from Daniel Jerica on our international post processor team. And basically, it revolves around being able to configure the machines, one, for different language support. That way, we can deploy it locally, as well as maintain a unified template throughout the world. But two, to be able to configure the machines for the different kinematic types that a particular model might have. So when you look at a machine like a Citizen Swiss, just their L series models has roughly 70 to 80 different configurations across that one line of machines. So based off the size of the machine, and then the tooling layout, you have something that is utilizing a single post processor, but needs to be able to be easily configured to support these different configurations. So the genesis of that idea was to come up with that configurator to make sure that we can have easy access to support all these machines in the future.
Okay. So let me ask you something. Your first trip to the Titan facility, can you tell us more about that? I mean, you showed Donnie Hinsk, there's, like we talked about before, the Swiss CNC expert, our SolidCAM Swiss solution. Can you tell us again what was Donnie's reaction? Because he was using Esprit before. What did he say when you showed them our Swiss solution?
Yeah, he was incredibly impressed by just how easy it is to do things within Solid. A lot of that is in how we generate our tool paths. Being able to select directly from the 3D model makes geometry selections a lot easier. A lot of the tools that we have for manipulating the tool path are a lot easier, a lot less menus to go through. And then the toolkit. I mean, the toolkit is an absolute game changer. And just watching his face as I'm dragging tools into the correct spot, and he's just blown away. So,
this is the first time he saw such a thing. I mean, our tool, and this is something that like Esprit doesn't have, right?
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a much longer, drawn out process. So the ease of use from our software literally shaves hours of the program process.
You know, I always say ease of use is so important because a lot of times that's the defining factor. I mean, when a product is easy to use, good support, good software, I mean, what else do you need?
Exactly.
Especially.
Less time you spend doing something, it frees you up to do other things that are important throughout the shop as well. So you can handle a lot more. And so it's easy to do that.
Absolutely. So what Swiss projects are you working on with Donnie now?
Right now, we're finishing out the parts for the bombastic events. And upcoming, we're going to be doing some post work with the Swiss Deco. I know, once again, Daniel Jerica from our post team, he is going to be at the Tornos headquarters and connecting with them. And then once he gets the framework done for that, we're going to deploy it at the Titans facility and work with Donnie and his team to show off the incredible functionality. I mean, for anybody who hasn't seen the Swiss Deco 36, definitely check out some of Donnie's new videos that are out showing off what that machine can do. It's an absolute beast of the machine. So it's going to be fun working with that.
Wow. And for which Swiss CNC brands are you developing posts now?
Swiss CNC brands, we're basically developing posts for all just because the software is so robust. There's really no Swiss machine out there that we can't develop the post processor. So obviously we have like the big names in the industries, the Citizen Stars, Yama's, Tornos, Hondas, Next Turn. I mean, we're developing posts for all. So we're leaving no stone unturned in that department.
Wow, that really looks like that. So tell me, can you share like a memorable experience from your journey in partnership management that has shaped or changed your approach to partner management? Is there anything that comes to mind?
There's no one thing that comes to mind. The big thing that I see is just when it comes to partner management, everybody that we're dealing with are normal people, and as much as they work hard, they also like to play hard as well. So being able to hang out with these partners after hours, just kind of let the hair down and relax a little bit, maybe have a drink or two, just really get to know these people outside of the work environment has been huge. Because, like I said, at the end of the day, we're all normal people living normal lives, and it's good to connect outside of the work.
Of course, of
So
course.
we've done that quite a bit, especially here recently with a lot of partner teams.
So tell me, how do you see this industry moving forward, going forward?
It's getting a lot more exciting. These machines are continuing to get crazier and crazier with the multi-axis milling centers. A lot of the new hybrid technology that's coming out right now, that's exciting in the future. As a matter of fact, I was just hanging out with the guy at the Baja SAE race in Gorman, California this past weekend. And he was talking about using his hybrid solution at the shop that he's in. And he's very excited about what we're going to be bringing to the table for that hybrid manufacturing that we're going to be doing. Just the possibilities of what you can do with that technology is basically limitless. And we haven't even touched the surface of it. And
Wow.
I'm looking forward to see what our development team has to answer that.
Wow. So tell me, you like all this? You're probably doing a lot of traveling now, where from country to Japan to Germany to. Do you like that? Do you like traveling so much?
I absolutely do. There's been a few times where it's feeling like I'm on the road constantly and enjoy the time home. But absolutely, getting out and to visit new people, get to visit new places has been a tremendous experience. I absolutely love it. And the same thing with the SolidCAM World events. Like we got this World event coming up in Germany here
Oh,
in
yeah.
September.
Oh, yeah.
And it's something I look forward to every year because getting to connect with people that we normally only connect with online and getting to see them in person and people from all around the world, Serbia, India, Russia, Germany, Japan. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. So
And you know,
those types of events recharge my batteries for
and you know,
travel.
this year's summit is going to be in October, which coincides with their Oktoberfest. So it's really going to be a lot of fun. A lot of beer, a lot of yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this one.
Me too. So, Greg, this leads me to my final question, which I ask all my interviewees. How is it to work with Emil?
Working with Emil is a challenge in that he is an impossible man to keep up with. Anytime I think like I'm going full out, he's running past me, and I'm like, where does he find the energy?
You know what? That's what everybody asks.
Yeah, it's quite amazing. But it's also motivating as well because you look over and see just how involved he is with the company and all the things that he's doing, all the travel that he's doing. It's very motivating. It's inspiring. And so it's been an absolutely great experience with this. And just his vision on things is also amazing because I'll be going into something and looking at it from one direction, and he'll come in out of something I've never even thought of and make a suggestion like, oh, yeah, that is much better. So it's been a very rewarding experience.
Yeah, it is really motivating to work with Emil. He also accepts any new ideas. Like if you come up with a new idea, yeah, he's always yeah.
All right.
Okay, thank you, Greg. That was really interesting. You know,
No, that's
I always say that Emil is an expert at choosing experts, and you are the expert in this field. So good luck going forward. And that's a wrap.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good day.
You too. Bye bye.